Capricorn One from 1977 is a British-produced US thriller by Peter Hyams. See also 2010, the year we make contact in the Devil's Seat special. About a manned Mars mission faked by NASA, with more than clear allusions to the alleged moon landing in 1969. The holy grail among moon landing skeptics. See also the moon buggy set in the 1971 James Bond movie Diamonds Are Forever, made alone in the US more than 2 times its $5 million budget back. Shortly before launch, 3 astronauts are abducted from Capricorn One to a remote military base while the now unmanned rocket takes off on its own. Under threat of murdering their families, the shocked astronauts have no choice but to play along with the gigantic scam.
Did you read the news today? They say the danger's gone away, but I can see the fires still alight, burning into the night.
Much of the communication with the spaceship can be faked using old training simulation recordings, and they have to contribute live footage from time to time, which is recorded in a film studio with a space capsule, lunar module and Martian landscape.
There's too many men, too many people, making too many problems, and not much left to go round. Can't you see this is a land of confusion? This is the world we live in.
A reporter investigating the disappearance of a suspicious NASA employee is able to pinpoint the location of the captured astronauts thanks to a hidden clue during a live broadcast, who now also have to fear of their own lives, as their official death was announced on television when the capsule failed to re-enter the atmosphere and therefore attempt to escape. In this well-cast, exciting, highly entertaining insider tip, it is the press of all people who uncover the conspiracy, presumably the fantasy element here. Therefore the classification as science fiction, I guess.
This is the world we live in, and these are the hands we give them. Use them and let's start trying to make it a place worth living in. Superman, where are you now? When everything's gone wrong somehow. The men of steel, the men of power, losing control by the hour.
In 1997, Barry Levinson's Whack the Dog is about the US president trying to distract from a sex affair 2 weeks before his re-election by drawing the media's attention to a fictitious war that his campaign team is staging with the help of a film producer. Albania is chosen as the opponent because most of the public knows nothing about this country. Made-up eyewitnesses reports are used to spread the news that the country is going to war after Albanian terrorists tried to smuggle a suitcase nuclear bomb into the US.
This is the time, this is the place, so we look for the future, but there's not much left to go round. Tell me why this is a land of confusion. This is the world we live in.
The CIA knows that the story is a lie and does nothing about those who caused it, since they are dirty themselves, but ends the war in the news shortly afterwards. So they come up as a media counterattack with the idea of inventing a missing hero called William Schuman, short Old Shoe, who has remained behind enemy lines. A wave of sympathy for Old Shoe culminates in Schuman's alleged liberation shortly before election day.
This is the world we live in, and these are the hands we give them. Use them and let's start trying to make it a place worth
However, he turns out to be a dangerous psychopath who has to be eliminated, which is then exploited to great media effect by staging a funeral pretending he is a fallen war hero with full military honors. In the end, the film producer decides to blow the whistle on the whole thing, as the fame for his best work is more important to him than the money. Shortly afterwards, we learn from the news of his sudden and unexpected death. Wag the Dog, very loosely based on Larry Beinhardt's American Hero from 1993, is a very well cast, brilliant satire about the government's treatment of the media and the public, defending the power of the current regime through targeted media manipulation. See also Our Regime and their controlled one-sided press coverage of alleged pandemics, the global warming scam, the opposition as an alleged right-wing threat, and so on. He lists examples where the US has often waged wars for electoral reasons. As in the movie, there was a presidential sex scandal in reality a year later in 1998. During the hearings on his Lewinsky affair, US President Bill Clinton had besides others Iraq-bombed Operation Desert Fox, which some media at the time correctly addressed as a distraction maneuver. There are also parallels to America's illegal war of aggression in Yugoslavia in 1999, which borders Albania, and to the media effective rescue operation of a female soldier in America's illegal war of aggression on Iraq 2003. Over 1 million dead, including 500,000 murdered children alone, directed by a Hollywood cameraman. The accounts at the time were later even refuted by an US Army investigation report, and even from our bored transatlantic hookers/prostitutes. Yes, that were the days. The movie also addresses what is known as astroturfing, meaning an artificial grassroots movement. Among other things, it refers to political public relations advertising projects that aim to create an impression of a spontaneous grassroots movement, depicted with shoes placed in trees, alluding to the name of the missing soldier Old Shoe, which then gives the rise of the movement to bring him back home. The aim is to create the appearance of an independent expression of public opinion, be it political, about a product, events, and so on, by centrally controlling the behavior of many different and geographically separated individuals. Here in Germany, much like the proven, completely made-up corrective story in which opposition members were illegally, with the help of the Secret Service, wiretapped at a private meeting, followed by fascist regime marches, as in the GDR, for the government, against the alleged right/the opposition, and generally those who commit wrongthink. With government-financed open calls for the murder of opposition supporters, in this case the AfD, just like when the last socialists were in power. Blown up by the bought press, including the usual staged interviews with supposedly the man from the street, aka politicians, extras and collaborators, to distract from the real Europe-wide uprising against their regimes.
Wie frei die Meinung ist, merkst du erst, wenn du deine geändert hast. Nicht mehr das nachbetest, was der staatseigene Sender sagt, was du meinen und denken darfst. Kommt live übern Sender, machst auf welcher Seite du stehst und welchen Feind du als nächstes hast. Alles schwarz-weiß, gut, böse, sie wollen den...
In 2007, Martin Durkin's highly revealing documentary The Great Global Warming Swindle became my personal eye-opener, exposing man-made climate change as a fraud invented by anti-industrial environmentalists, bought scientists, journalists and politicians, and supported by unscientific evidence. He makes direct reference to Al Gore's made-up documentary, which has already many times been proven to be completely fake and inconvenient truth from the previous year, continued in 2017 with an anti-Trump documentary.
Sie schießen geniale Kugeln, feuern mit Kampfbegriffen in einer Zeit, in der man Leute verteufelt, die anders ticken. Mediale Kugeln, um Feuer mit anzustiften, denn die Ketzer von damals, das sind heute die Aktivisten. Mediale Kugeln mit blutverschmierten Texten, ich werde niemals schweigen, lügen, der muss sich widersetzen. Mediale Kugeln versuchen mich zu treffen, meine Friedenstaube braucht heute schusssichere Westen.
Die Wahrheit ist das erste Opfer des Krieges.
Journalisten im Dienste der
Aber dann
Propaganda.
sind ja alle diese Zeitungen nur sowas wie die Lokalausgaben der NATO-Presse.
In which a fake graphic was used, the infamous hockey stick graph, to support the made-up claim that the vanishing small proportion of CO2 in the air, around 0.04%, had anything to do with alleged global warming.
Diese Prostituierten fragen sich ernsthaft, wo hier denn meine Bewegung ist, es sich mal ein, setzt für den Frieden, ich helfe euch denn.
Also in 2007, the beautiful German animated children's movie Goldsmith Fabian and Why Money is Missing Everywhere explains in 49 minutes in a simple way how our monetary system really works. Why money is missing everywhere, why the poor are getting poorer and the rich are getting richer, and the resulting effects on our lives. Goldsmith Fabian, based on Larry Hannigan's 1971 story I Want the World plus 5%, is, in my personal opinion, the only story I know of that is relevant to everyone on this planet, and by far the most important movie ever made.
Sie schießen mediale Kugeln, feuern mit Kampfbegriffen in einer Zeit, in der man Leute verteufelt, die anders ticken. Mediale Kugeln, um Feuer mit anzustiften, denn die Ketzer von damals, das sind heute die Aktivisten. Mediale Kugeln mit blutverschmierten Texten, ich werde niemals schweigen, irgendwer muss sich widersetzen. Mediale Kugeln versuchen mich zu treffen, meine Friedenstaube braucht heute schusssichere Westen.
Die Redaktionen werden von Leserbriefprotesten geradezu überschwemmt.
Wir haben massenhaft solche Post bekommen. Es geht
If you want to know why Wikipedia is not an encyclopedia, but primarily, from my personal point of view, a Secret Service defamation tool to carry out character assassination of regime critics and those who think differently, you can see this very clearly in Markus Fiedler's The Dark Side of Wikipedia from 2015 and Censorship, the Organized Manipulation of Wikipedia and Other Media from 2017. The 2-hour documentaries shed light on the fact, using among others the example of the respected historian Dr. Daniele Ganser, that character assassination is deliberately carried out here. Many articles in the Boguspedia are massively manipulated and deliberately unobjective. Presumably the reason why this alleged encyclopedia, aka Ministry of Truth, pretends that neither the documentation from 2015 nor the 2017 one exist at all, although they are even listed on IMDb. The same inverse applies to Goldsmith Fabian, which also does not exist according to IMDb.
Denn Verbrecher sind Verbrecher, ganz egal wer es ist. Es geht um Taten und nicht darum, welche Flagge man hisst. Bei eurem medialen Doppelstandard mach ich nicht mit. Ich sag die Wahrheit, ganz egal ob ich das darf oder nicht. Sie schießen mediale Kugeln, feuern mit Kampfbegriffen in einer Zeit, in der man Leute verteufelt, die anders ticken. Mediale Kugeln, um Feuer mit anzustiften, denn die Ketzer von damals, das sind heute die Aktivisten. Mediale Kugeln mit blutverschmierten Texten, ich werde niemals schweigen, irgendwer muss sich widersetzen. Mediale Kugeln versuchen mich zu treffen, meine Friedenstaube braucht heute schusssichere Westen.